Some gold-plated chains would make a nice retirement gift for a very, very good slave. Well,
Are you serious?
Well, this was written.
Are you serious?
This was written years ago.
Did you just write that?
I didn't write it.
Did you just say that?
No, I read it, yes.
You read that?
I know. I walked through blood and bones in the streets of Manhattan trying to find my brother.
Jesus.
Yeah, he was in northern Canada.
This is cool. So the news, we're going to talk about
That's
the
what
news.
I
So we have business news. Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg is facing a $1 billion tax bill this year. Now that's
He pays $1 billion in taxes?
tax. That's a lot of money.
Good problem to have, right,
Yeah,
Tom?
that's not bad.
God damn.
Absolutely. $1 billion.
$1 billion, that's more than my dad made in his lifetime.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. This guy's carping about that. In the airport, I met Matlock.
Matlock is Andy Griffin.
Yeah, Andy, he used to call himself Andy Griffin. Now he goes by Ben Matlock.
He really calls himself Ben Matlock.
But I went into the airport and he was in there, and you know the bookstores they have in the airports?
Yeah, sure.
So he's in there. He's reading one of the big thick books. You know, smart guy. You know. So I'm standing over there. I'm leafing through a Jughead comic. I see him over there. So I think to myself, I say, hey, I'm going to sidle up beside old Ben Matlock.
Yeah.
And I'm going to grab one of them big books myself. He didn't have to know nothing.
Sure.
Pretty soon we get in a conversation. We start talking, and I find out how he ever solved that case where Claude Akins killed. You remember, anyways. Whatever. I wanted to talk to him.
Right. Uh-huh.
So take 10 minutes. I'm talking to him. He's very friendly, very outgoing, and everything like that. And it was really nice. And all of a sudden, I realized it wasn't Ben Matlock at all.
Really? It's not Andy Griffith?
Yeah, just some old man. And now, don't you think that this guy has a moral, responsibility to tell people instantly that he's not Matlock?
I don't know.
Does he
That's a good
actually
question.
I don't know why people are gay. You don't know. Do you know why you're heterosexual? You don't know why.
No, I don't know. Wow.
Maybe the abnormal gene would be hetero.
That's true. Hey, maybe the normal gene would be those
Maybe
ladies
it would be normal to be gay.
that cut their cocks into vaginas.
No, if you're looking to make it in standard television, you're not going the right route.
no.
You're not going the right route here.
Once I get on Hulu.
You're not sending this tape to CBS, are you?
No, once I get on Hulu, the whole act changes. No. Do you know that you are a cis male? Have you ever heard of that term?
A cis male?
Cis male. C-Y-S-M-A-L-E. So what it means is that you are a man. You're born a man.
Well, as far as you know.
As far as I know. And you identify yourself as a man.
Yes.
That's a cis male.
Now, I don't understand. Where does that... Is this a new phrase?
Yes, it's a way of marginalizing a normal person.
We're running out of time, but I would be remiss here if I didn't bring up something. People have been bothering me about this for months and months. People come on the
Bob
show
Uecker.
and they say, the next time you see Norm Macdonald, he's got some tremendous stories about the great Bob Uecker. Now, do you have a story you can tell us about Bob Uecker? Voice of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Well, Bob Uecker is one of my best friends. He's a great man. I know Artie told a story when he was here, and Bob was not too thrilled with that. But
It's Artie Lang you're talking
Artie
about.
Lang, yeah. But Bob is a very, very funny man, and I often go in the booth with him, you know.
Oh, sure.
So one time we were there, and John Fogerty was in the audience. You know, a fortunate son, you know. So John Fogerty was there. So Bob Uecker is a very interesting guy. He thinks of everybody as the same. He doesn't think of people as stars or anything like that. He's a very down-to-earth guy. So he was talking to me, and he says, "Hey, man, you know that guy?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "That's John Fogerty, rock and roll singer." So I go, yeah, I know who it is. He goes, "Yeah, man." He goes, "But I played in a golf tournament with him." He goes, "You probably think of him as some that likes to bite the heads off of chickens, but this guy can."
That's exactly how I think of him.
This guy can get it out of the sand trap like nobody's business. So he goes, he's got a hell of a set of pipes on him. He goes, come the 7th inning stretch, I'll have him up here. He'll sing for you. So I said, no, Bob, don't do that. Like, don't have him come up and sing for me, please, you know. He goes, what's matter, man? Don't you even know who he is? He got all mad. So I go, yes, Bob, I know who he is. He did Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, he did all that. Why is there an app for everything except how to rape a baby?
Jesus.
All joking aside, I know you love to joke, Bob Dole, you know, but that guy, he's a war hero, you know?
Yeah.
He gave his arm for his country. You know, he went through all these debilitating injuries during the war for his country. It was great. And in all fairness, though, Bill Clinton also, he had a kind of some war injuries.
Really?
You know? Yeah. When he was in England there during the Vietnam War, I heard he had a bad injury. He burned his mouth on a bong.
Really?
Of course, it was very inspiring to see President Clinton up here on crutches making a speech. I mean, I thought that was just amazing, you know. I mean, it's been difficult for the president. You know, he can't jog now, and he needs help getting around, and he still occasionally suffers great pain, you know. On the upside, you got your medical marijuana, so that's, you know. You must inhale, sir. It's the only way you're going to get better. Last week on Larry King Live, Marlon Brando made the shocking statement that Hollywood is, quote, run by Jews. In response, outraged Jewish organizations made it snow in New York in April. And here I am, you know, I look out, I see President Bill Clinton, you know, I see Secretary of State Madeleine Albright, you know, media mogul Rupert Murdoch, you know, broadcast legend Larry King, you know, pornographer Larry Flint, you know, Dick Morris. The list is starting to drop off a little, folks, but still, you get the idea. It's daunting. Show you how they go. Michigan, so you can do it to the camera or you can do it to me. It doesn't matter who you do it to. Michigan man Curtis Peterson received a 15-year prison sentence for having sex with his pet pit bull. What's that, lassie? Woof, woof. Grandpa got stuck in a well? Woof, woof. Oh, you got raped. They say the world's a smaller place than it used to be, but I think that's an optical illusion based on me becoming a big fat guy.
It's only now, if people were to Google a picture of Savile, knowing that he was a horrible pedophile and general all-round rotten person, that you would look at it and you go, of course. I mean, now you look at it, yes, that makes perfect sense. I mean, with these like weird, he would wear like weird. About the pedophile. He would wear things a bit like this.
I knew the bit about the pedophile, but I didn't know about the all-around bad person part.
Yes, well, I suddenly realized that I couldn't remember all of his crimes.
There's Charles Woodson. How about that? And what a season he had. Great, man. He became the first defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy. And congratulations, Charles. That is something that no one can ever take away from you. Unless you kill your wife and a waiter, in which case, all bets are off. Just a word of advice.
Have you ever done anything in your long and storied career that you consider specifically to be in bad taste as you look back on it? Maybe at the time you thought it was a good play, but you look back on it and you think that was in bad taste. Well, sometimes, like in stand-up, I'll do jokes that are like one time I was doing this thing in San Francisco and they were all gay people in the audience. They told me, so I figured I'll do. In San Francisco? Yeah. No. So I figured I'd do stuff about gay people so that they could relate to it. Yeah, it's warm up. Right. They love that. And so I was talking about, because I went to this gay pride parade. And I saw in it there were these old men and old ladies like with these signs that said, "We are proud of our gay son," you know? And so I was saying, that's an odd thing to be proud of, you know, because it's not an achievement, you know? It's not like something you work all your life to be gay or anything like that.
I just wondered. I had a hard time believing that these 50, 60-year-old men are actually bragging, you know, at work like they're, hey, Bill, you know, my kid, oh my God, we're proud of him, Johnny. He graduated from Harvard, you know, first in his class, you know what I mean? Now he's articling over at a law firm, and oh yeah, he loves cock. You know? This kid. He can't get enough cock in his mouth, his ass, his kid's always cock. I got a picture of the boy here sucking another man's cock. I want to show it to you. Yeah.
How's the family? How's everything going?
Ah, great, man. Couldn't be better. Life is fantastic.
Yeah. That's
I
good.
like life, man.
You do, really?
Oh my God! People that complain about it. First of all, you're lucky enough to be alive. When you think about it, you know what I'm saying. Your mother had to have sex with your father. That your grandparents had to have sex. Great grandparents had to have sex. It's lucky you're alive. My God.
It's amazing.
And I'm so happy every day
You
that I'm
should
alive because it's just a fluke. There's so many more people that never got to be alive. You know? And,
That's an interesting point. I guess you're right. If you do the math.
So when people carp about it, I'm like, man, it's the greatest gig in the world. Being alive, you get to eat at Denny's, wear a hat, whatever you want.
Yeah. Get haircuts. It is. Well, good. I'm glad life is going well. I know.
Ridiculous.
Now, you know, I've never asked you this before, and we've been good friends for many years.
Ah.
Okay, I made that up. But
No. We haven't?
no, we're friends. We're good friends. But I don't know what your... Macdonald, is that Irish? Is that Scottish? What's your ethnic background?
My ethnic background is Polish.
Are you really Polish? Wow.
Polish people,
I didn't
yeah.
realize that.
Yeah.
Macdonald, you don't...
Well, my parents changed their names. They
Right.
had to because of the constant ribbing they'd get for being Polish, you know. And so they changed their name to Macdonald. But, you know, it's one of the things that you can, you know, I mean, I get a little upset about it, you know. Because, you know,
All
you
the
can't...
Polish jokes and
Yeah,
stuff.
you can't make jokes about other people, but for some reason you make jokes about Polish people, you know?
Right.
I don't like it.
All right. You shouldn't. That sounds bad, yeah.
I mean, I had an experience, you know. I go in and I order a Polish sausage, you know, from this guy, you know. And so the guy says to me, you must be Polish. And I said, come on, man. I mean, come on. Think about it, what you're saying. You know, I'm trying to knock some sense into this fellow's head, maybe give him a wider world view, you know?
Sure, yeah.
I said, you think because I order a Polish sausage, I'm Polish. I said, what if somebody came in here and ordered French toast? Would you think he was French, you know?
Right.
I mean, what if somebody came in here and ordered a Belgian waffle? Would you consider that guy a Belgian, you know? I mean, if a guy came in and ordered a German bratwurst, would you consider that fellow to be a German fella?
Right.
I said, what if a guy came in and ordered German potato salad? I suppose you'd think he was German too. Yeah?
Yeah.
You know, what if a guy...
Wow, you talked to this guy for a while.
I'm telling you, man. With racists, you have to get through
You have to
them.
really get it into their head. Right.
I said, if a guy came in and he ordered a Cuban hamburger, are you going to assume he's a Cuban?
Right.
I said, I think it is absolutely ridiculous that just because I come in here, I order a Polish sausage, why would you jump to the fact that I'm Polish?
Right.
And the guy says to me, well, first of all, it's a hardware store.
And you hate Polish jokes, don't you? You just hate them.
No, I think they're disgusting.
Let me ask you quickly. We haven't talked to you in so long. I want to ask you about your family.
My great family. I love them all.
How's your... we used to talk in the old days. You and I used to spin some yarns about Uncle Hector. How's Uncle Hector?
Oh, Uncle Hector. Uncle Hector...
He's Polish too, I'm guessing.
No, he wasn't Polish.
Oh, okay.
No, he was from my cousin's side of the family. And he was... he was a great man, my uncle, you know.
Right.
He was an old fella. He actually rode the rails during the Depression.
Oh.
You know, he was a hobo.
Hobo.
As you might call him. I
Yeah.
don't like that term, but whatever.
Tramp or whatever,
Yeah,
what
he's a
have you.
tramp, railroad bum. And, but he wasn't a bum. He was just out. He was a good, honest man during the Depression searching for work,
Yeah.
you know. And you know, he had no money, so he'd travel the country trying to find work, and he actually rode the rails, Uncle Hector. And he told me, it was an interesting story, he'd go through, this was in Canada, and there's a town called Kitchener in Canada, and the railroad cops were tough, boy. They were tougher than the real cops, you know. They had a law of their own, the railroad cops.
I feel like I should be tucked into bed listening to you. Anyway, a law of their own, those railroad cops.
But there was not a railroad cop tougher than Kitchener Leslie. Oh, boy. He was well known. He was well known for beating hobos to death.
Really? He'd find a hobo on his train, he'd beat him to death.
He'd beat him to death. And so what the railroad bums would all do is, as Kitchener approached, of course, oh, hey, hey, Norm, how you doing? So,
wow, such focus on these stories.
that wasn't a mirror, that was another guy.
Okay, oh, it was a guy named Norm.
Yeah. So the railroad bums would all hop off before they got to Kitchener to avoid being beaten to death by Kitchener Leslie.
Yeah.
Anyways, my Uncle Hector, a good man, you know, and he walked into a mine one day. This is a story for that I think the young people could learn from.
Don't go mine hopping, kids.
During the height of the Depression, where there was absolutely no work, my Uncle Hector walked into I won't say the name of the mining company. It was McIntyre Mine, and he walked in. He had his lunchbox with him and his work boots, and he said, "Sir," he said, "I want a job." And they said, "We have no jobs." He said, "Well, 500 people work here at McIntyre Mine." He goes, "I don't think there are 500 men here better than I." He says, "As a matter of fact, I don't think there are 200 men better than I." He says, I think you'd be strapped to find 100 men better than I." And by golly, he got the job. What do you think of that?
That's a great story.
Now,
I'm sensing there's more. Now back to Kitchener Leslie.
Yeah.
The most dreaded.
No. Uncle Hector. What? No. You want to talk about
I'm trying to help you out.
No, Uncle Hector.
Dad, where's this story going?
Uncle Hector worked in a mine, and it's a hellish job, the mine, as you well know. You know, darkness, you know.
It's dank. It's
dank.
Yeah.
It's coaly. It's a lot of.
What?
Well, you're in a coal mine.
It's not coaly. It's coal-ridden.
It's
coal-infested. It's not coaly.
It's coal-infested. So he worked in the mine, and by God, he worked hard. And after a week of working hard, he said to the shift manager, he said, "By golly, I'd like to have a lady. I work hard, and where would I find a lady here in town?" Well, they said to Uncle Hector, they says, we have sex with animals here. By God, says Uncle Hector, I'm not going to do that. I'm a normal fella. Well, then be to your own devices then. So,
be to your own devices?
Yeah.
Wow.
Uncle Hector continued working in the mine. He worked hard, and he worked long, and he worked for a low wage. But he was a man. And Uncle Hector, after a couple of weeks passed, he started to get a little itch, you know, as you and I say.
Right.
You know,
Right. When we're thinking about the
ladies,
the ladies,
know?
yeah.
And but he kept it under control. He went again. And he said, "Are you sure there's no ladies here?" "No, we have sex with animals." Ah, my God. 6 months passed, and Uncle Hector couldn't take it any longer. He told me.
Right.
He said, "By God, I just had to. I'm just a man. I'm weak, you know. I'm not a saint, you know. And I was born in sin, I suppose, and I couldn't resist. I just needed it." So he said he walked by a pasture, and there was a pig.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. And so Uncle Hector said, well, he said, I walked up and I began having sex with a pig. And he said, all of a sudden, he saw all the miners like around him, you know, looking at him. They go, "Uncle Hector, what the hell are you doing over there?" And Uncle Hector's like indignant. He's like, "What? Well, you're the guys that told me that you have sex with animals." They're like, "Uncle Hector, you damn fool. That's Kitchener Leslie's girlfriend." Of all the animals
to have sex with.
You don't want to.
And now with Kitchener-Leslie's Pig. No, that's terrible.
Not Kitchener-Leslie's Pig. Kitchener-Leslie's Lady.
Oh, yeah. You tell quite a yarn, man.
Well, I had shorter ones, but...
There's no other guest tonight. That pretty much...
I have one other funny anecdote, and it's very short.
I don't think we can.
Here he is, the always entertaining Norm Macdonald, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I saw that show today, Norm. Very funny.
What show? The TV show?
Yeah, your TV show.
Yeah,
congratulations. And by the way, you look very youthful. And how come we haven't seen you in 2 years?
Oh, how come I haven't been here in 2 years?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I've been busy. I got a kid, you know.
I know. How old?
Well, you got a kid?
Yeah, I do.
How old's Harry?
He's 7.
Yeah, man, they grow up so slow. You know, it's barely discernible. Isn't it?
Yes, how old is your son?
He's 18. They get far less cute.
Yeah.
They're
Good
not as cute when they're out on the lawn punching you in the chest.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's good to have you here.
Oh, it's good to be here,
And in addition to the new show, the Norm Macdonald Sports Show, you have like your was it your first stand-up special?
Yes, I did a Comedy Central special.
Great.
One of 40 they did this year on Comedy Central. And but it was fun. But I got a weird time. They showed it at 11:30 and on Saturday, and it turned out that was during this thing called Earth Hour. I think some people know what it is.
Yeah.
On Earth Hour, you have to turn off your electricity. So.
Wow. That's horrible.
And as you know, and as I know, and as they apparently know, TVs are powered by electricity. So, and furthermore, my key demographic is damn dirty hippies.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Well, you know, what are you going to do?
Took one on the chin there.
Yeah.
Now, listen, I'm very surprised and impressed about this, that you've built kind of like a Twitter following.
Yes, well, I'm an internet sensation.
Whoa. Now, I didn't take you for a guy that would know about that kind of stuff.
I know all about that stuff.
Really?
Man.
When did you start Twitter?
2 weeks ago.
Really?
But this is what I did it for the Oscars. The guy told me how to do it, and I was watching the Oscars, and you know how horrible those were. And so it was pretty easy to do just jokes constantly on how horrible everyone was, you know. And you know, and some of the things were nice, like it was nice to see Kirk Douglas, of course, you know, and he had that terrible stroke, which didn't affect his comic timing at all. But so I Twittered, and I ended up Twittering 190 tweets.
Whoa!
And it turns out it's way too much.
Really?
So people started telling me to stop. Anyways, get this, just earlier this happened, right before we came on the show. I walked out here.
Yeah.
I'm in some kind of Twitter feud with Steve Martin.
I know that Steve also actively Twitters.
Yeah. So this is what happened. Dig this. You know how to tweet?
No.
You don't know how to tweet?
No.
Where you been? He writes a tweet. I misunderstand it. I reply.
Let's hear what he says.
What he said?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is what he said. I'm not really that great at it, but he said, "Has anybody seen my hat?" Now, I'm looked everywhere for it. I can't find my hat.
Right.
So I say, was it a brown fedora with a red hat band? But what I didn't know is he sent a twit pic.
Stop right there. Let me just say, if this is an example of Twitter communication, it's invaluable.
What do you think I should answer him? This is the last thing he said to me. He goes, this just came in 9 seconds ago. He goes, still mulling over this tweet from Norm to me. It's so enigmatic. Is it a put down?
I don't, honestly, I mean, he lost a hat, right?
Yeah.
And then you responded, is it with a red hat band?
Yeah.
I don't, none of this makes any sense.
Yeah, it's a generational thing.
Oh, that's
but,
I guess so. Well, what is it?
Now, I will tell you what's cool about the internet and being an internet sensation and stuff. On the YouTube now, everybody, you know, I don't know if you remember but there's famous, and did you ever hear the Andy Williams quote? In the future, everybody will be famous for 25 minutes?
Yes. I think it was Andy Warhol.
Huh?
Andy Williams was Moon River.
Oh.
Andy,
well,
it's a generational thing. Yeah, okay.
But here's the thing. Like, for instance, have you ever heard of Harrison Schmitt?
No.
Okay. He walked on the moon.
I didn't know that.
Right. An astronaut.
Right.
A guy who walked on the moon. There's very few people that have been in the position to go, hey, where's the moon? There it is.
Right. Well, you're right. That's a good point.
Right. Now, so 12 people have landed on the moon. Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin. Who else?
Right.
So this Harrison Schmitt fellow must be going, what the hell do I have to do to get famous?
Yeah.
Right? Meanwhile, the Kardashians, we know Khloe, we know...
It's awful.
Yeah, Lois.
Lois Kardashian.
All of them.
We'll be right back with Norm Macdonald, everybody. I don't know. You can tweet Steve Martin. Can you tweet him right now?
I can tweet him, yeah.
Or just tell him that I said hi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that you're on the show and we're talking about him. And
okay, awesome.
I said hi.
Awesome.
And add this. I'm sorry about the hat.
You know what's great also while I do this, I'll tell you this. The great thing about the blogosphere. Now, the great thing is this, that you have friends, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, on the computer, I have about 160,000 friends.
Whoa.
In real life, I have 2. But I actually like my friends on the blogosphere here, because this is the thing. Like they can go like in real life, right? Your friend will go, hey, my grandmother died this morning, and then you go, oh, good. Do you want to come over to my house and talk about it for 4 hours? And then on this thing, your friend can go, hey, my grandmother died today, and then you go, unfollow.
Now, Norm, are you? Do I remember that you were?
I'm talking to Steve Martin.
Okay, I'm sorry. I mean, if you just get that over to him by Labor Day, that'd be. Do you still gamble? Somebody told me that you did. Or did we know that?
Yeah, I used to gamble.
You don't gamble anymore.
Don't gamble anymore.
Was
man.
it a problem? Did it get to be a problem?
Yeah, it got to be a problem, man. And then I tried to do it smart. Every time I tried to do it smart, a bad thing would happen.
Like
you know?
What do you mean?
Well, one time I was trying to handicap baseball, you know, which you can actually beat baseball if you handicap it properly. So I was trying to handicap, and I figured it out for like 3 hours, and I went down to the book in Mirage, the sports book, went up to the fella, you know, and there was a guy beside me, a big fat guy, you know, and he's dressed like real rich, you know, and he opened a big attaché case filled with $10,000 chips, pulls out like $750,000, and he's going to bet on this boxer, you know, a fighter, you know?
Yeah.
And it was a 4-to-1 underdog. So I said, I'm not going to bet my baseball bet. I'll just bet on this 4-to-1 underdog, you know?
He must know something.
Yeah, because this guy must know something. He's probably in the mafia. So I go and watch I watched the boxing match, Dave, and the guy, my guy that I bet on, gets knocked out in 25 seconds.
Oh, no. Whoa.
So I go back to the book. I go, what, that guy from the Mafia? What? He goes, that guy's not from the Mafia. He goes, that's old long shot Louie. He goes, he's a rich guy, loves long shots.
Well, there's just no winning, is there?
No, there's no winning. Nobody ever wins.
Now, this sports show with Norm Macdonald premieres, it's my birthday, April 12th.
That's your birthday?
I saw it this afternoon. Very funny show, and I think it's going to be a huge hit for
You
you.
want to hear a sports joke?
Yeah.
Oh, you like racing cars, right? Yeah. How about that Daytona 500? Yeah. How about that kid that won?
Right.
How old was he?
Like 20?
Yeah. He raced all around. You know why he went so fast, apparently? He was texting the whole time. It's generational.
The show premieres April 12th on Comedy Central. Sports show with Norm Macdonald. Great pleasure to see you.
It was great to see you, man.
Don't wait 2 years to come back. Welcome back to C.C. Sabathia, ladies and gentlemen.
I live at 56 between 8th and Broadway.
Okay, and what's your phone number? Just give me 7 digits. All right. What? Your neighbors nice people? The people that live around you?
Great people. Every day I meet somebody new. You know, this city's great because of the neighborly people. You know. I don't know. But I did meet one neighbor. Interesting story. You know, that this guy just moved in. You know, next door to me. So I'm always one to meet the neighbors.
You like to chat with the neighbors,
Yeah, because, you know, so I went over to the guy, knocked on the door next door to where I live, and I say to the guy, I said, hey, I'm your new neighbor, you know, and I said, good to see you, you know, nice to run into you, you know, welcome to the neighborhood, you know. And so the guy, I said, what do you do for a living there, sir, you know, if you don't mind me asking? You know, what do you do for a living? I'm a nightclub comic, I tell the guy. So he says to me, he says, I work down at the University of Science there. He says, that's
a good school, by the way.
I can't remember the exact place.
Sure.
But he says, I'm a professor of logic.
Oh.
So he says, the guy says, logic. Now, what the hell is that? I never heard tell of that. He says, oh, well, he says it's a kind of a pattern of syllogistic. Well, he says it's hard to explain. He says, why don't I give you an example? So I said, fair enough. Why don't you do that? So the guy says, well, he says, let me ask you a question. He says, do you own a doghouse? So I go, yes, I do. He says, well, then that means you probably have a dog. I said, yes. He says, well, that means you're likely you have a family if you have a dog. I said, yes, I do. He said, well, then that means you got kids, you're married? I said, yes, I am. He says, well, then you're a heterosexual man. I said, yes, sir, I am. He says, well, you see, that's logic there. I asked if simply from finding out you had a doghouse, I made this series of inferences, and I found that you're a heterosexual man simply from the fact that you had a doghouse. Well, I said, good God, isn't that something?
Okay.
So I said, well, I won't waste any more of your time there, neighbor. And I said, I'll see you later.
See you around. Okay.
So I said, come by one day and have a chicken with me. So anyways, I left. So I left. So I go to get a bus, you know, to the bus stop. And I walk down to the bus stop, and I'm still thinking about this thing that happened to me, you know. And I'm standing at the bus, and no bus coming at all, you know, and 5 or 6 of us standing around, and one guy lights up a cigarette there, and he goes, as soon as you light up a cigarette, the bus comes. And he smokes the whole damn cigarette, no bus comes.
Right.
So I said to the guy, well, that theory really worked, huh? And the guy goes, well, sometimes it works. Anyways, the guy goes, what's new with you? I go, well, I had an interesting thing happen to me today. I said, I met my neighbor. And he goes, oh, yeah? I go, he had a hell of an interesting job. I said, he's a professor of logic down at the University of
Science.
And so the guy says, is that so? He says, professor of logic. He goes, what the hell is that, logic? I said, well, it's a series of Scylla something or other.
Right.
I said, I can't remember exactly, but I said, I'll give you an example if you want to hear an example. So the guy goes, all right, fair enough. So I said, let me ask you this. I said, let me ask you a question. Do you own a doghouse? And the guy goes, no, I don't own a doghouse. So the guy says, oh yeah, you're one of them gays.
And it worked, right? What great stuff you can learn at
Yeah, it was
that
nice.
University of Science there. All right.
And then the guy, and then get this. Get this.
There's more.
This gay guy
Yeah.
invites me to have a chicken at his place.
That's some kind of euphemism.
Yeah, I don't
Watch
know.
out. All right. Saturday Night Live. It's one coming up on October 19th. You guys got Bill Pullman and New Edition. That's going to be a good
that's
show.
gonna be great.
That's going to rock and roll.
Oh.
All right. Norm Macdonald, God dang, one of my favorite guests. Thank you for
God
coming.
bless
Norm
you.
Macdonald, everybody. Steve Buscemi. The Connells are coming up. We'll be right back.
I'd be a bad pimp. Like, you be my girl.
All right.
You can be my. You two be my girls.
Yeah. All right.
I'll
you
be
want
a
to
pimp.
turn? You want?
Okay, listen, girls. I got to talk to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, hey, Sir Magic Norm.
Listen, I don't
Yeah,
like.
sorry.
You guys have had attitude against me.
Well, I just feel like you've been taking a lot of our money.
A lot of you have not been paying me.
What?
Huh? You know I have the knife. I know you guys have never seen it. But I've told. I'm the ones that found you at the bus stop and let you sleep on my couch.
Yeah, that wasn't much of an upgrade. Especially
It's like
with your
more like a
constant raping.
futon.
Yeah.
Listen,
had a good night of
that was
sleep.
part of the deal. I thought that was the unspoken. But anyways, I want some of the money. Look, it doesn't have to be 90-10.
I don't know.
I understand the 90-10 was a little usurious on my part. But how about 50-50? You get to sleep here.
Cheryl, what do you think? I don't think so.
I don't know. I really
have a
the cost
knife.
of living for a prostitute is
I'm
going
starting to
up.
think you guys don't believe I have
haven't
the knife.
seen your knife.
But you've heard stories.
Well, only from you.
That I cut that girl? That's a true
Yeah,
story. I wasn't making that up.
I talked to Cindy.
Oh, you know that you've met Cindy?
Yeah, she said
She's
you never.
a liar.
She said you never cut her.
She's
She
a
said
liar.
she got in a
She said
car
you
accident.
talked-
That's where the scar
Yeah,
came
she
from.
said you talked about the knife all the time,
I
but
could
she
get
never
a knife.
saw the
I
knife.
could buy a
That's what
knife.
she said you said to her.
Yeah, I can buy a knife easy. I know
Oh,
people.
well, now you got to buy a knife?
I know people.
Hold on. You said you had a knife. You have a knife, but it's in a catalog?
I know people that could get me a knife illegally.
Well,
that
that's
couldn't
like-
even be traced. I'd stab
But
you.
it's like me saying I have a swimming pool, but it's at someone else's condo.
What, you used to be afraid of me.
I'm not. Well, you don't even have a knife. You just said you could buy a knife.
You used to be so afraid of me when I
You
threatened
know, you said you'd beat me with a car antenna, but you don't even have a car. You drive a Geo Metro. That's not a pimp car.
You want to go to a bad guy?
I thought you were badass.
I've never hurt you.
But listen,
I've protected you from
my
everybody.
stepfather
I've
beat me, and
I've
that's why-
protected you. Haven't I protected you? Except for the
I
two
was
times.
you
Except for the
promised-
2 times.
All right.
And those guys were big.
All right, but you promised to beat me, and that's why I was attracted to you because of the history I have with my stepfather.
I know.
and the
I get
physical
uncomfortable.
abuse.
I get uncomfortable. But I push you.
Yeah,
I don't treat
pushing.
you nice.
You pulling lint off my sweater's not a push.
I said the other night that your lasagna was undercooked.
Yeah, I know, but so I gave you, and then that's because I gave you a middle piece. When I gave you an end piece, you said it was delectable.
And that thing you do where
Well,
you lick
that's
your
true.
finger to wipe the stains off our faces, we don't like that.
Yeah, we don't like the smudge thing.
I've become too close.
Look, we didn't get into this not to be beaten or threatened or to keep 90% of our booty.
How often do I mention the knife?
All right, and you reminding us to use condoms and to say thank you.
And you telling us we don't have to do what we don't want to do,
Yeah.
What do
it's
you
not
mean?
helping our
What-
business.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to do any of this stuff. Listen, unless the guy's big, I'll protect you guys. If I can take the guy.
Remember
You
when
know
you
what I mean?
invited us
I'm
to
not going to
stay?
stab a
With
guy.
your knife?
I'm not going to stab. No, I'm not going to stab a guy.
Well, you invited us to stay
you know what I
on
mean?
at your.
Sometimes he's just doing weird stuff, but it's not that weird.
But let me say this: you working out of your mom's house is awkward. for both of us, okay?
Yeah.
And sure, she's a delight, and she makes a great
And
rum
nobody's
pudding.
mentioned anything, right? This is a complete secret.
Well, your mom, I mean, look, let's, first off, you wearing Dockers and flip-flops is no outfit for a pimp. We're going to have to get you, like, made over. You drive a Geo Metro. You keep threatening your pimp hand, but you never laid a hand on either one of us. You're not verbally abusive. You're not physically abusive. I laid, by the way, the first 2 nights I spent on your mom's sofa. I slept with no underpants on, presenting. I wasn't raped once. You came by 2 times. You offered me milk when you went to the kitchen, and then another time you offered me postum. I don't even know what that is. You're just a bad pimp. Thank you.
The bad
scene.
pimp.
And scene.
You know, Zuckerberg says he's only eating his own meat that he kills now. Have you read that?
With his bare hands.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg?
The kid's a monster.
He tries to do one thing to alter his modern lifestyle every year. And this year he says he's only going to eat meat that he's actually killed. And I was wondering, what are you adhering to
I'm a
lately?
vegetarian, a strict vegetarian.
No, have you done that?
Well, I eat chicken.
Well, it's not all that.
That's not
strict.
vegetarian. That's
I'm not. I said I'm not strict. I eat chicken and
steaks.
beef. Pork. I ate raw game. Did you ever eat? It's not
There we go.
dead yet.
No, you're
And
over
you
there.
eat it, and as you're eating it, their death throes are making you hungrier.
There's nothing.
That's better than a soybean.
Yeah, you're right.
Which sounds better, that or soybean?
Listen, some of the best meals I've had is that Mongolian thing over at Dahmer's on Wednesday night. Literally, we ate a Mongolian.
Did I tell you I ate a live fish in real life?
No,
Wow.
no,
No.
Yeah, I was at a sushi restaurant, and the guy's like Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
And so I go, I eat just sashimi, like raw fish.
Mm-hmm.
I don't eat with rice or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like trying to impress him. So he goes, eat raw, you eat live fish? I go, yeah. Even though I don't. And he goes,
Never think he's going to call you on it.
yeah, and I go, plus it sounds kind of cool. And he goes, I get you live fish. I go, thanks, man. Like I was an inside guy, and then he brought out a fish and hit it and knocked it out and put it on a stick. It was live. And that clears out a sushi bar. A lot of people, the girl I was in was barfing in a bathroom. And the only people interested was the guy, the Japanese sociopath guy. And all the Mexican help, they were all like looking like I'd eat it. And so I had to cut it, and then they leave the fish that's on the skeleton that looks like the one Sylvester found on a garbage thing to move. It's moving and like a dead bobblehead, and you had to put water in its mouth to keep it alive so you could watch it die as you ate. It was a nice meal.
Jesus, I'm living such a pale life compared. I mean,
But anyways, here I am, a young lad auditioning for the Joan Rivers show when it was on.
Yeah.
It's the first time I ever came to the United States. Me and Howard Busgang.
Yeah.
And so me and Howard Busgang and Mario Cantone, Joan Rivers likes us all, you know. So we're at the Hyatt Regency, which is across from the Comedy Store, where we auditioned for Joan Rivers.
Yeah.
And it's me and Howard Busgang are in the room, you know, and Howard Busgang smoked marijuana at the time, you know.
Sure.
I don't.
Yeah.
You know? But he smoked marijuana, and I was watching.
Yeah.
And so I said, Howard, man, it's weird. You're just smoking marijuana all by yourself. Why don't you invite old Mario Cantone over, right? So he phones Mario Cantone's room. Mario Cantone goes, yeah, I'll come over. So he comes over like a minute later, all red-faced with his lover, right?
Yeah, okay.
He's also red-faced. They're drenched in sweat.
Okay, yeah. They've just been fornicating.
Yeah, they've been fornicating.
Yeah.
And so they're like, yeah, we'll take some. So they take a quick, smoke this joint so that they'll enhance their orgasm later, right?
Right, sure, okay.
Then they give it back to poor Howard Busgang. And he's sitting there with this joint that has God knows what on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so Howard Busgang, in an effort to be politically correct, even though they're gone,
yeah,
smokes the joint and gets full-blown AIDS. No. No, I just made up that last part. No, Howard Busgang's a great guy. He's doing a show right now.
Wow, yeah.
In Canada.
Well, let's... Why are we talking about me here?
If I asked you, Tom, would you give me $1 million if I cut off your leg? What would you say?
Wait, say that again?
If I offered you $1 million to cut off your leg, would you accept?
If you offered me $1 million
to cut off your right leg?
No, I would not accept that.
If I offered you $1 million to cut off your left leg, would you accept?
No, but...
What about if I offered you $1 million to cut off both of your arms?
No,
would you accept? You would not accept?
No.
So you're admitting to me that your arms and legs are worth more than $3 million. Then treat them like that. Treat them like that, for God's sakes. Treat them like that.
I would get $1 million each for each limb?
No.
Oh, because I would take that. I'd take $3 million for 2 arms and a leg. I'd do that. I'd take $3 million for 2 arms and a leg, but not $1 million for 1 leg. No, I could use $3 million. I'd sit around and watch TV all day. Tap my fingers on my one good hand. I'd have the remote, right? Yeah. No, I don't.
You lose your cock too.
Yeah. What? How much for chopping the cock off? You never mentioned that.
That was implied.
I actually have questions here. I actually have some questions.
Oh, you got some questions?
Yeah.
Let's. I said no questions.
Really?
No. This is what I saw after the trial. This is how stupid jurors are. After the OJ trial, I see this big fat woman that was on there. Because you tend to think of jurors as wise or something. I don't know why, but you tend to think of them as wise people, jurors.
Right.
But afterwards, they interviewed this one woman that was a juror, big fat woman. Doesn't have anything to do with anything. I guess. Her weight, but she was huge.
Right.
And
so she was smart. She probably would have known to not eat so many cheeseburgers.
Exactly. Right. So this fat pig. No. So they're interviewing her, and they're asking her about the blood evidence because Darden talked about the blood evidence for 6 straight days.
Yeah.
He introduced all this blood evidence that showed that, it was 1 trillion to 1 that it wasn't OJ. So they say, well, say this woman, they say, what about the blood evidence? Yeah. So she goes, everybody got blood. She goes, if it don't fit, you must acquit.
Yep.
She remembered the rhyme.
Sure, the rhyming was what did it, I think.
A guy was telling me that, do you know the lawyer Jerry Spence? Are you familiar with that lawyer? He's from Colorado, and he wears a cowboy hat.
Wear cowboy hats all the time.
Fringe. He wears fringe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently in the closing arguments, you can say anything.
Mm-hmm.
You're not bound by anything. So I know this guy who worked at a law firm, and he said every time Jerry Spence would be the defense, he'd always get everybody off. And this is what he'd do. He'd say, no matter what the facts of the case were, he'd say, he'd talk about the case, and he'd go, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, before I go, I'd like to tell you a story. And then the prosecution would go, objection! Then the judge would go, let him tell the fucking story. So then he'd tell the story, and this was the story. He would go, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'd like to tell you a story about a young boy, a precocious young boy, that went up to a very wise old man. And the boy held in his hand a bird. And he said to the wise old man, he said, you're the wisest man that I know. I have a bird in my hand, and I'm going to give you a puzzle. If you say A, you can say A or you can say B. If you say A, I will let the bird go, or I will crush the bird. If you say B, I will let the bird go, or I will crush the bird. What do you say, old man? A or B? And the old man thought about it, and the old man looked at the boy, and he said, son, the bird is in your hands. ladies and gentlemen, the bird is in your hands. And he said, like 20 minutes later, they come back, innocent.
Sort of like a multi-purpose closing comment.
Yeah, it worked for everything.
Works every time.
Yeah.
That's good.
And so then
It's a
the woman
formula.
that drowned her 14 children, she'd get off because of the bird story.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just telling that I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. You love Arnold Schwarzenegger? I can already see him turning the state around. And I thought it was very unfair when people said that he wasn't qualified for the office,
Really?
because they said, because he's a movie star, an action hero, that shouldn't qualify him to be governor of California. But what they don't remember is, and maybe I'm wrong with this, but wasn't he at one point in his life Mr. Universe?
That's right. Well, yeah, you bring up a cogent point.
I mean, this is a tiny state on a globe in the Milky Way.
Right. Right, just to, yeah. You see the big picture. Exactly, yeah.
Ridiculous.
You're a smart fella. You should think about running for office with that.
Well, I do feel that one day I might do that. In all humility, I think that I might have some ideas,
Really? Yeah.
But I'm not ready yet. I think you have to prepare for these things.
Yeah.
So I started weightlifting.
You're working out. You look good, I guess.
Yeah, I got my abs.
Yeah, are those abs? Are they supposed to stick out like that? I thought the abs went in. I didn't realize. So your abs are so powerful, they're actually coming forward. Wow, that's amazing.
And they're hairy.
Your hairy abs. Yeah, I don't want to see it.
But I don't even know what I'm supposed to do when I get the abs, really. Do you just show them to people?
Did you injure yourself? Did you?
I worked out, man. I went to this trainer. He was a personal trainer.
Yeah.
And this guy, man, I don't know if you've ever lifted weights. You look like you have, you know?
Yeah,
But, no, he looks like a strong guy. But I went there, and I'd never lifted weights, and I was new to it. And so the idea is you take the weight, you're like, ah, and you lift it up, and then you put it down.
Right, yeah.
And then right away, you lift it again. And you put it down. And you do this 20 times,
Right.
and then the weight's where it was when it started, and then
So you don't really gain anything.
you gain,
No.
the weight is the same place, and your muscles hurt, you're all sore and everything, and very repetitious, it's the same problem I have with sex. I know it's too much of the same.
Too much
you know
of the
what I mean?
same. Yeah.
You can't get into it. And so then this character, my trainer, finally after 2 weeks of lifting these crazy amounts of weights, I go, geez, I think I finally, it's getting a little easier. He goes, I'll put more weight on it. I go, what? And I'm like, it's the same thing again.
Just a never-ending cycle.
I know.
Did you hurt
It's not
yourself?
like
Did you slip a
like
disc
in
or something?
sex, if you finally figure that out, it's not like they bring a heavier lady in.
Right. I guess that's true. Got a bigger girl? I'd like to take a break. More with Norm right after this. Look at a heavier lady.
He anchors the Weekend Update on Saturday Night Live, and he has recently quit the nasty habit of smoking. Norm Macdonald. Norm! Now, you're a young iconoclast, Norm. The kids, they get you.
What? I was going to wear a suit, and I
don't need to. I like this old D.B. Cooper look for you, man. This is... Now,
Is he the guy that jumped out of the plane?
No. He's married to Alice Cooper. Now, the thing You remember you wrote for my first talk show?
Yeah, you gave me my
and
first
I used
job.
to come in the room, and you and Drake Sather had no lights on. It was like some fucking Anton LaVey Satan cult in there, and you guys used to turn out the sickest jokes ever, and everybody was always smoking. Then I see you on Saturday Night Live during the opening credits, and one of the things I like about you is you're completely unfiltered on that show. You'll say anything, and I saw in the picture you had a cigarette in your mouth. I thought, this guy just doesn't give a shit. So I asked you to come on. I find out you pussed out on me and quit smoking. What is that all about?
No, because it's bad for you. They have these fucking things on the side. You have to read the fine print where it says, it's bad.
Now, when did you first start smoking?
I started smoking as a kid, like when I was, I think I was like 14, and I thought, I'll look really cool like if I start smoking because I didn't get along with anybody. So I started smoking. Wouldn't you know it, I did look cool. All of a sudden, all these broads like me and everything. Not broads, but ladies, girls, women. And it was hard though, man, because I was guilty about it all the time I smoked, because I always thought, I always knew it was bad for me, Like even though some guys will say that it's good because their uncle lived long or something and he smoked, and they'll go, hey, what about, that old guy, Bert Mustin, what about that guy, And then he just because he lived long, that doesn't mean anything, right? That's just one guy. You can't, just because Bert Mustin lived long, you're all of a sudden...
You did your master's thesis on this, didn't you? Now, did people bother you a lot when you're smoking? Were people pissed off when...
Yeah, people don't like when you smoke, they're bothered. Like, I gotta admit though, secondhand smoke is bad. Like, I don't like, when I smoked, I didn't like secondhand smoke. Yeah. I like that first-hand smoke because you get to suck it right out of the cigarette, And the secondhand, any fucking thing that's already been ingested by someone is not as good, You know what I mean? Like a pork sandwich is delicious, but after a digested pork sandwich, that's fucking shit.
You can't fight that logic, Norman. You cannot. Do you think advertising brings kids to smoking? There's a lot of fight with the Joe Camel thing. Do you think they really?
Yeah, definitely they got it. Because the thing is this. The advertisers, they got to go after kids because they're not going to get adults. Like, there's not going to be a 50-year-old guy going, hey, I should start smoking. That goddamn Camel. Look at him. They got to get little children.
Joe Camel.
Yeah.
That's a frightening-looking beast.
He looks like a cock. I read it. Yeah. I didn't make this up.
And I know you don't mind first-hand cock, but...
You don't know that. Don't say that. I know how this stuff happens, man. Because a buddy of mine worked on Saturday Night Live, and he said he was a fag once as a joke. And then he said everybody comes up to him and saying, "Are you a fag? Gay man? I mean."
Show about smoking. They thought you meant the British word for cigarette. All right.
Exactly. Can I bum a fag? That's what they say in England.
Where else? All right.
The thing about Joe Camel looking like a cock, Dennis.
I lost my train of thought. Thanks for bringing me back.
This is what I've noticed. He doesn't even look like a fucking camel. He looks so much like a cock. Because you know how it's usually subliminal?
Yeah.
Where you have to find the cock, right? This character, you have to find the goddamn camel.
Yeah, believe me, when you only get 2 humps out of a cock, it's not worth smoking. All right, now, line 2, we got a phone call for you. Although I can't believe they'd still be on the line after this departure. Line 2, we've got Beverly from Middletown, Ohio. Beverly?
Yeah, hi, Dennis. Hi, Norm.
Hi, you didn't know my name, I don't think.
Yes, I did. I watched Saturday night.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
I liked it when Dennis was on it.
Yeah, I did too. I watch Dennis every Friday.
Get out of here. You're great at that, man. You're great at this. You know why? Because you don't give a shit about Dennis. You know what I mean? It's like the best thing you can do. Whenever I'd go on, they'd go, what's it like following Chevy? And I like Chevy. He makes me laugh. What the fuck do I think about Chevy? I'm trying to make a living here.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I see you, I know you're thinking the same thing. Like, screw Dennis. I'm killing. Okay. Anyway, go ahead. What's your question?
Okay, since nicotine is such an addictive drug, do you think someday you'll have to have a prescription to buy a pack of cigarettes?
Well, you know, they always bring up the Constitution and talk about how we should still have the right to a militia and all that. But let's face facts, this country was built on tobacco growers. So, you know, if you're going to start changing, if you're not going to change one thing because it comes from way back then, you can't change this either. There are farmers out there who make a living. Tobacco is one of the crops that got this country going. So, no, I don't think they'll ever make it illegal.
Yeah, no, they shouldn't make it illegal. I know.
I think Norm's backing me up on that. What motivated you to quit?
Well, I guess, you know, I read this thing about how it was like a phallic symbol, and that my doctor went in. He said, you probably have an oral fixation, which you know what that means. Let's not kid ourselves, right? So that's why I always smoke like cigarettes instead of cigars, because if I'm going to have I like a little white thin cock, you know?
Are we back to cocks again? I go away to Ohio, Middletown, the center of the universe, to take a nice clean call, and then I space out. I'm thinking, I can't listen to Norm for a second. I got to get a time cue here. I come back, and you're talking about having a thin white cock in your
I don't have a thin white cock. In my cock, you mean?
No.
In my mouth. No, you misunderstand. What I'm saying is this. I'm just saying.
Don't make the mistake of thinking I fucking listen to you.
I just want to make it clear about that cock thing. I was just saying, if I ever was gay, if they like suddenly made it mandatory or something, then I would choose the smallest cock, and I would like a guy that came fast. I don't know. I thought the subject was cock.
No, cocks is next week.
I'm sorry. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Norm Macdonald, ladies and gentlemen. Luckily, we have the good taste to bring tonight's guest back. Every season, he is as uncensored a wit as they come. His new sitcom, The Norm Show, is on ABC Wednesdays at 9:30. Please welcome George Wendt, ladies and gentlemen.
They thought they were getting...
Georgie Wendt! Norby!
How you doing, man?
How are you?
I'm all right. How's it going?
Year in, year out, my favorite guest.
Ah, you're a good man.
Because you have no inner barometer of how far to go.
Well, no, because it's HBO. I like to be dirty, you know, and it's fun.
You know what you are? You're like a profane child. That's how I'm thinking of you, because you always try, I like to be dirty. Then you go up on this Pynchon-esque cock rant for like 3 minutes. Yeah, cocks are ugly, and Joe Campbell's a cock, and you're always shuffling your feet. What are you nervous about? You're a star, for Christ's sake. How's that sitcom world? Is that hell, or do you like that over there?
It's not a lot of fun, but you know, it's good to do.
No, it's not on Olmeyer's. Has Olmeyer sent you a congratulatory telegram, or what word am I looking for there?
Olmeyer, I haven't heard any missive, I think.
Who's the Olmeyer at your network?
This lady, Jamie Tarsus.
Does she think you're funny?
Yeah.
Olmeyer's not even there anymore, isn't it? It was one of his last official duties to whack you?
Yeah. He took off, and they got this other guy, I think it's maybe Sammy Sosa.
Scott Sassa.
Scott Sassa.
All right, now I want to do a Rorschach thing. What flashes into your mind when I say bad taste? What do you find bad taste?
Well, there was this performance art guy, I remember in New York, that his whole big thing was he'd take a picture of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ of Nazareth, and then...
Oh, that's Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And then his whole act is he'd piss on it with his cock.
Wow. You know, at least he showed respect. He could have pissed with his, what, arm?
You're right. So I thought that was really and horribly bad.
That's over
taste.
the line, as far as...
because Jesus Christ, you know, he died for the guy's sin, and then the guy pisses on his picture. And it was a picture of Jesus dying for his sins. Like he was on the cross going, oh, I'm dying for the guy's sins. And then this guy's like pissing all over it. But you know, when Judgment Day comes, he's going to have to face Jesus Christ of Almighty of Nazareth, you know.
And Jesus is going to say, hey, asshole, what's with the peeing on my picture?
That negates every other good thing he ever did, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, you don't piss on my picture.
Yeah. You don't want to come up to the gates of heaven, God's leaning there with a nunchuck strapped around his neck, you know. How do you
go, I'll have some performance art for you while the fucking devil shoves some coal up your ass.
As I said before, the childlike outro, but effective. How do you define bad taste? Is it like beauty? Is it in the eye of the beholder, or what?
Yeah, it kind of is. You know, it depends on what people. Some people like get all upset over certain words, like they think that like girls all the time, man. When I'm talking to them, like if I go, hey, how about you and I, like fuck, you know, and then the girl always goes like, I don't fuck, I make love. I make love, and I go, I don't care, whatever you want to call it, as long as my dirty cock's involved, you know, I don't care. I'm not gonna get in a semantic argument. You know, you can call it making a grilled cheese sandwich as long as there's a lot of me doing that
kind of thing. Now, what's the earliest into hitting on a woman that you've ever said, I want to fuck you? Like you give it a couple minutes, right?
I try to get into it pretty quick. You know?
Throw that trump card down. No, if you're in the game.
I don't, because I don't like. I don't ever ask them to. Would you like to have dinner? I don't really like having dinner with them, or having a drink with them, or anything like that.
No.
You know.
So that's your sort of exchange with women is.
Yeah, I say, hey, how about you and me fuck? And then they go, no. And then they go, how about we have dinner? And I go, I don't like dinner. You don't like fucking.
So it's a pretty basic thing you have with women. Kind of a basic exchange.
I'm not good with them.
Now, Norm, have you ever done anything in your long and storied career that you consider specifically to be in bad taste as you look back on it? Maybe at the time you thought it was a good play, but you look back on it and you think that was in bad taste.
Well, sometimes, like in stand-up, I'll do jokes that like one time I was doing this thing in San Francisco, and they were all gay people in the audience. They told me, so I figured I'd do.
In San Francisco?
Yeah.
No.
So I figured I'd do stuff about gay people so that they could relate to it.
Yeah, it's warm up. They love that.
And so I was talking about, because I went to this gay pride parade, and I saw in it there were these old men and old ladies like with these signs that said, "We are proud of our gay son," you know. And so I was saying that's an odd thing to be proud of, you know, because it's not an achievement, you know. It's not like something you work all your life to be gay or anything like that. And I just wondered. I had a hard time believing that these 50, 60-year-old men are actually bragging, you know, at work like they're, hey, Bill, you know, my kid, oh my God, we're proud of him, Johnny. He graduated from Harvard, you know, first in his class, you know what I mean? And now he's articling over at a law firm, and, oh yeah, he loves cock. You know? This kid. He can't get enough cock in his mouth, his ass, his kid's always cock. I got a picture of the boy here sucking another man's cock. I want to show it to you.
What do you do with your son?
I play with him.
You do. How old is he now?
How old is this young man?
He's 15 years old.
15 years
You're still
old.
playing with him.
Right.
You know, it's a funny thing.
Yeah.
When he was a very young boy, you know, when he was like 3, 4, or something like that, I would play games with him. You know, like we'd play basketball or something.
Sure.
And I'd let him win.
Right.
You know. And now he can beat me at everything. And so he's like, hey, man, I always beat you at everything. I said, no, fuck, I used to let you win. You go, fuck, he doesn't believe it.
He always beat you.
Yeah, so he just thinks I'm some retard that can't beat a fucking infant. Well, it's
Albeit a bad one, but nevertheless.
Just sad. It was all happening in Canada, you know.
Canada.
You can't talk about it because it happened in Canada.
No, I'm
You
saying.
know what happens in Canada stays in Canada. But seriously, what led to
Hey, you
you?
want to hear a joke from my act?
Yes, I do.
He must have done something really bad.
No, it's about that whatever happened in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Go ahead. Yeah, I want to
You
hear.
know that fucking whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yeah, I
You
heard of that. I heard that.
So actually, it doesn't really stay. Like you can't. It's not like you can kill a person and then leave Vegas and everything's cool. You know what I mean? So what I did was I looked at that phrase. What it actually means is basically you can go to Vegas, fuck a prostitute, and then she will not tell your wife.
Right. That's exactly
what they're saying.
You're saying
Not like those gossipy small town whores.
You're saying
back to where you come from. I'm saying back at home, they're blabbermouths.
You're saying, in other words,
they're sitting in the beauty parlor going, "Oh, you're married to Hank Johnson? I fucking shit on his face last night."
In other words,
it's a small world.
There are certain people who literally.
What did Gilbert do? I read in the computer that Gilbert said something back at Affleck or something.
Well, I don't. Gilbert is not the type to apologize for anything he says, but I think it cost him a lot of money. The Affleck gig was easy. Once a year he goes in, acts like a duck, and he makes a ton of
And
dough.
he doesn't even have to say anything but Affleck.
Hey, you're right. Affleck. So, he didn't know Affleck, I guess, has 75% of their business in Japan. And they got a bit offended by what was going on. So
I did an audition for it.
Did you really?
Did you?
It seems like everyone is being auditioned
Now,
for the
what
Affleck
did you
doc.
do? Did you try to sound like Gilbert, or did you try to change
No,
the duck?
they said. I have only been on like 5 auditions in my life, and everyone's been a fucking nightmare.
You don't strike me as an auditioning kind of guy.
I'm the worst fucking ever. So I go in, and then the woman goes like, I just thought I'd have to say Affleck once.
Right, that's easy.
So she goes, listen. I want you to create a story. Like, that's what I want you to do. Like, you just think of the duck, be quizzical and funny, and then sarcastic, and then serious, and then sexy. And she goes, just create a story. Have fun. They all say, fucking have fun with it.
No, this is my work. There's no fun here.
So then, like, 3 seconds in, I'm like, I want to get the fuck out of here. I ain't gonna be the fucking duck. So she left, and then there's just me and a guy with a hat. So I said, listen, man, I'll just say Affleck and get the fuck out of here. Because, I only got so many fucking moments in my life.
Right. You got a life to live.
Yeah, so have you ever been in that situation? You never have been because you have complete freedom. But it's me, a guy with a hat. He's telling me how to say Affleck. I'm saying Affleck. I'm going, I don't have that many years left.
It dawned on you that this is actual.
This is time.
Like if a doctor told you had 3 weeks to live, you'd say, God, I'm spending too much time here.
Exactly.
So
you go to psychiatrist?
Yeah. Do you go to psychiatrist?
I went for 4 times.
I could see you'd be difficult.
I started making up shit.
Right.
And it was like
routines.
bad.
Did you feel
not
you had to
routines, but I'd exaggerate things, and then I go, well, no, it wasn't that bad.
So it was hard for you to take yourself seriously in therapy.
The first time I went was here in New York, man. I went to a fucking apartment. It was in an apartment.
Is this during Saturday Night Live years?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was fucking addicted to gambling and shit, so that's why I went. But anyways, I go to this.
You're not addicted anymore to that?
You went and got cured?
I got cured.
Yeah, look at him. He's cured. He's only gambling $100,000 a hand now.
So the lady. So it's a lady. It was a lady.
Yeah.
A lady
Whoa.
psychiatrist.
Yes.
Attractive?
No.
Thank God.
Man. It was
You're
like
such a seductress. I could see you.
like the things at the bottom of the fish tank?
Yeah.
Like
the
that.
sucking fish?
Yeah, she looked like that. But she was a nice lady.
Like a flounder.
And smart from the universities and shit, right?
Right. Did someone recommend you? Someone from what Norm Michaels say?
Somebody said go to this lady. So I go in, right? And I never been to no psychiatrist. So she starts asking me questions. And I'm making little jokes and shit, right? Everything she's asking. So she says, enough with the fucking jokes. What's that shit, right? Don't do jokes.
Right, take it seriously.
You're talking about your father and stuff, and you're making jokes.
Right.
Like, say really what it is. So I go, I never did that in my life, right? So I'm like, all right. So fucking then I'm talking. So then cut to fucking 25 minutes later, tears streaming down my eyes. I'm fucking like a fucking little fag baby, right? I don't know if babies are fags. I don't know, but I'm crying and shit, right? And then she's like, okay, time's up, beat it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, whoa. I go, no, please. I go, I'll pay you more. Just I have to stay here, right? And she's like, there's another lady Eddie, get out, you know. So I'm like, ah. So then I walk out in the cold New York, you know, with the hot dog vendors. They don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
Tears. And I go through Central Park shaking. And here's a story about Rodney, man. He was fucking guy. Kept doing coke and shit, even when, you know, you get scared at some point. You stop doing drugs.
Yeah. Right.
Most humans.
Not him.
This fucker, 80, whatever he was, doing all kinds of shit. Saga told me the story, right? So he's in the hospital, and he's got a fucking brain tumor that's going to cause a heart attack, all this crazy shit, right?
Right.
So everybody's worried about him. Just leaves the hospital 2 days later, right?
Walks out on his own.
Yeah, so he's in the comedy store with 2 hookers, and he's waiting for Ron Jeremy to show up.
Oh my goodness.
So this is 2 days later.
Yeah.
So Saget told me he walked in, he was like completely shocked. He said, "Rodney, how you doing, man? Well, what's going on?" He goes, how are you doing? And Rodney goes, "How am I doing?" He goes, "I'm sitting here with 2 whores waiting for a guy who can suck his own dick. How you doing?"
Still very quick.
Yeah.
He was a genuine character. I know guys who went into meetings with him about a movie.
Yeah.
He'd show up late in a bathrobe with his balls hanging out.
Yeah.
And like legendary stories of it.
Yeah,
you talk about not giving a
Oh, it
fuck.
was his
You
balls.
worship that. You want to be that guy
It
who
was the
doesn't give a
greatest.
fuck, right?
I met Rodney, man, when I was I made the worst mistake ever, which I was in the fucking hotel, and I loved Rodney and shit. I didn't know him. And I was coming down in the casino. I was coming down the fucking elevator, and Rodney was in the elevator. I'm like, oh my God, it's Rodney. I gotta say something to him. So anyways, I'd worked on some stupid fucking thing with this director who said he worked with Rodney.
Yeah.
So I used that as a thing, right? So I go, "Hey, Rodney," I go, "we have a common friend." He goes, "Who's that?" I go, "You know, Paul Johnson." He goes, "That cocksucker." He goes, "That fucker's no friend." And there's a full elevator. "That fucker's no friend of mine. You tell him he can suck my dick." I'm like, "Oh, I'm not his friend. I'm not his friend."
And you hear these stories that Rodney was sort of a bitter guy because he made it late in life and all that.
yeah,
But yet he was a sweet guy because
he helped everybody.
I mean, he did something for me that I'll never forget. Like I appeared on the Tonight Show with Jay Leno back when I would work with that scumbag.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking. He's a great guy. Anyway, I went on the Tonight Show and Rodney called me at my house. Now I didn't know Rodney. He just says, "Hey, Howard, I just want to tell you, when I used to do shows, no one ever called me. No one ever said I did good. I knew what you were doing up there. You were great. You were doing a great job."
Cool.
And I was like, wow, Rodney, dangerous. I mean, because he's the guy. If he thinks you did okay, I must have done okay.
Yeah.
So what a tremendous, nice thing to do for somebody.
Unbelievable. Well, I met him on Saturday Night Live because he came and did, when I did Update, he came and did some jokes on his 75th birthday. So we have to do dress first at 8:30 and then at 11:30 the show,
Right.
So he comes and he's like, "Hey, Norm, I got to fucking talk to you, So I go in and I'm like, "Mr. Dangerfield, it's great to meet you." That's the first time I ever met him. He goes, "Listen, man." He goes, "What the fuck, man? Why am I doing it at 8:30? I know my fucking jokes. I'll just come back at 11:30. I go, "I don't know how it works, Rodney. You got to do it." He goes, "God damn." He goes, "Let me tell you something, kid." This was his advice to me.
Kid.
He goes, "Let me tell you something, kid." He goes, "This fucking TV shit, He goes, "This waiting around all the fucking time. It's a bunch of all shit. It's shit." He goes, "It's the same with fucking movies, You're in the movie, and then you're in the fucking trailer all the time. That's all you're doing is fucking jerking off in the trailer, He goes, "It's all shit, kid." He goes, "Remember this and remember it forever. Stand up, man. That's all there is. Stand up."
And he meant it.
Then there's a fucking 5-minute pause. He's looking me right in the eyes. He goes, "Stand up, shit."
He forgot. It's all shit.
Okay, well,
A negative guy. Yeah.
I'll tell you the time I went to fucking, this guy Milos Forman.
Yeah, he's a big director.
So he saw me on Saturday Night Live, so he got the idea I was smart.
I always thought that.
Everybody always thought that.
Because I'm reading the news and shit like that. So he's come to we go out, we'll eat at Nobu and such shit, right? And so I go with him. So it's me, him, and 2 guys from 2 foreigners.
Right.
And so these guys know everything, And so they're like, what about the situation in the Balkans or something like that?
Yeah, you're the newsman.
So I'm just sitting there like a retard. They know everything, right?
Right. They're concerned.
Yeah.
Right.
So he thought, and I just kind of play along like by repeating what they'd said 3 sentences ago.
Right, yeah.
And so anyways, he goes, "I put you in the movie, man. I need a guy to And he was going to give me a big part.
Right.
So I was like, no, don't do that. Like, I can't act. And he's like, don't worry about it. I go, seriously, Milos, I don't want you to give me a big part. So he says, what do you want? I go, just give me a small part. That'd be cool. So he made me a reporter, right, in this People versus Larry Flint.
Right, yes.
Yeah. I played one of the people.
Right.
So
originally, I think it sounds like you were about to be Larry Flint. Right.
Oh my God.
Hey, I'm Larry Flint.
I have stories about that fucker
Right.
too.
Yeah.
But we go to we do the movie, right? And I'm a reporter, you know. So he goes, you drive up and get out of the car and run in. I go, well, I can't drive. He goes, oh. So he goes, okay, a cab will drive you. So it doesn't make sense. Like a reporter's in a cab. So I get to so we do the scene. It's me and Larry Flint, you know, me and Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
So. He has all these cameras. He goes, okay, he goes, you don't have to worry too much about the script. Just, he's a really cool guy. And he goes, just whenever you're ready, do it, So then, anyways, Woody Harrelson's really cool. And fucking actors, man, when they're really good, it's like something different.
Right.
And because I'm just waiting for the other fucker to stop talking and hope to God I remember
You're
my
not even
lines.
paying attention.
No, I'm just hoping to remember my words. So anyways, fucking what's his name? Woody Harrelson asked me if I want a beer,
Mm-hmm.
He goes, you want a beer? I go, no, it's cool. I don't drink, He goes, you don't want a beer? I go, no, I don't drink, but thanks, man. And then I go, you drink? Like, I thought you just smoke weed and all that shit. And then all of a sudden, Milos Forman goes, "Cut! What the fuck is going on?" Like we were in the movie.
You didn't know.
No.
You thought he's talking to you.
Because he was looking at me and talking like a regular person.
Oy vey.
There was nothing fake about it.
You got caught up in the movie.
He was such a good actor.
You said you'd rather play Frogger than have sex.
Oh yeah, well you have to know Frogger, it's a game. It's an arcade game where a little frog has to go across the river.
Yeah.
And they have like little logs that he has to, and sometimes the log's a crocodile and tries to eat him.
You're like totally into that?
Yeah, I like a lot of things better than sex. I don't care for sex that much.
See, that's the thing with me too, because I'm totally bored. I don't have any, what's the matter?
Yeah. It hasn't like gotten better over the centuries, It's always the same thing. It's very like I had sex when I was young man, and then I had it for a while, and then I realized it's kind of always the same thing, There's only a few things you can do. You can go like this and then over, you know what I mean? You go, I'll do this for a while, and then.
Do you think that we're being drugged by the government to lose interest in sex?
Oh no, I just think it's a thing that. Like, when people go, hey, that guy's he's good in bed, And to me, like, how hard is it? It's not like if you're good in badminton or something, that's a hard thing, badminton. You gotta, and Frogger, But sex, you can figure it out in like 10 minutes,
Yeah, and like goats do it and stuff. Like goats and pigs and stuff all do it, so
Right.
how special can it be?
Exactly. Show me a goat that can get past the third level of Frogger.
That's right, Nora. That's right.
The writers write it, and then you say it, so then if it's not funny, the audience hates you,
Right, that's exactly why you have to be so mean to writers.
Right. Like
They go like this.
The audience is going to watch the Roseanne show and go, oh, that dirty Bruce Rasmussen, he's not funny at all. Right?
They don't get that.
Yeah.
The writers don't get that. It's your ass out there. They go like, no, it is funny. I'd be like, I don't think it's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I wrote it and I say it's funny. Well, then you go out there and say it. They want they kind of want a robot that'll just say anything.
Yeah, but they're good people, the writers, I have to go back and talk to them after the show.
Yeah, remember when I used to make y'all wear numbers?
Yeah. Yeah, Roseanne made us all wear numbers on our shirts so she wouldn't have to speak to us as human beings. So, she'd say, hey, just number 9. And actually, we have some writers on this show that worked at Roseanne, at your show.
Yeah, so.
We have 3 and 8.
Are they any good? I remember remember those guys? Are they any good now?
Oh yeah, they're great. They're great.
So.
Yeah.
I know that the guy that used to write the, what do you call it, in Hustler magazine.
What?
He used to write the jokes, the captions under the comics in Hustler
He did?
magazine.
Where
yeah.
is he?
He's the one that created your show.
He is?
He's the most talented, yeah. He's the most talented of all of them. He also did Drew Carey. He's the most talented
Bruce.
number I ever had on that show.
Yeah.
And I wish him the best.
Yeah,
and
he's Bruce Halford. Yeah, 3.
Yeah, he started out at Hustler magazine.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Those things were hysterical. He never told me that. You mean like the really dirty cartoons with the blood and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they have those captions. They were funny.
Yeah, they're hilarious.
That one time I had a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Like, and because they told me I should go see a psychiatrist. I didn't want to go see one or anything like that. But so I go to see this dude, a psychiatrist, and I'm talking to the guy, and I couldn't think of any problems or anything that I had. You know, I was just like, guy I'm working with is kind of a troublemaker, you know, and the boss is always. So I'm just like, nothing to say, and the guy's like sitting there, you know. So then I go to the guy twice, right? And then I'm reading the paper. The guy kills himself.
Really?
Yeah, he killed himself. And then I was reading his horrible life, like he was on all these drugs, and he was one of those guys that like to hang themselves there to have sex, and all this weird stuff. Anyway.
Oh my God!
Yeah. And then I just kept thinking, good God, like the last week of his life, he was listening to my boring problems, you know? He's all troubled, and I'm going, anyways, the guy, you know, I don't think he respects me, my boss, you know?
That's kind of, did like that, how deeply did that frighten you? When you read it in the paper that he killed himself.
Yeah, I don't like hearing about guys killing themselves.
That's really scary, isn't it?
Yeah. Especially a psychiatrist, you figure they got it all going on in their head, right?
Yeah. And then, like, when you find out they're crazier than you.
Yeah. I don't like that. Because I don't like those psychiatrists, too. I'm always afraid, like, that, you know, they get you under their spell there.
Yeah,
and then,
they do.
And then you don't have anybody else. You only trust the guy.
Yeah.
And then, of course, first thing he does has sex with you.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, the first, it's like a cult. It's a horrifying cult, I think.
Same with hypnotists. Like, I always think if a hypnotist is going to hypnotize you,
yeah,
he should say right before, I promise I will not have sex with you, you know, while you're under, because, you know, I want to give up smoking, but at the same time. I brought some pizza.
Oh, boy. Oh, I love this pizza.
Yeah, it's pizza.
Dairy pizza. Oh, my God, look it.
It's kosher pizza.
It's so good, too.
Because you're Jewish.
That's right. I just want to be able to eat pepperoni that's made out of veal or something. I love that.
You'll go to hell.
What, if I eat pepperoni with pork?
Yeah, because you're Jewish.
Will that make me go to hell?
Yeah, isn't that the whole idea?
Go to hell?
You know, I'm Christian. I can eat any kind of pizza and not go to hell.
For eating it either.
Oh, you don't?
No, I don't go to hell.
Well, they don't specifically mention pizza in the Old Testament, but it's
But they do mention pepperoni.
Yeah. This pizza here.
But it doesn't say you'll go to hell. It just says, you never know where, you know.
You might want to avoid this piece. Actually has hooves on it. You don't want to eat that. And I said, listen, man, because I kept hearing these things about how old people always have sex.
Yeah.
So I said to my grandmother, grandfather, you still have sex with my grandmother? He was like, good Lord, no. And then he was explaining it to me. He was like, because in his own head, he thinks he's like a young dude.
Yeah.
You know? And so he says, like, when you get old, it's not like all of a sudden your taste change where you go, hey, that wrinkly old lady looks good.
He told you that?
Yeah.
Wow. He said that people still look good when they're in their 20s to, like, real old guys?
Yeah. Because he said whenever he looked in the mirror, he was always shocked because he thought he was like a doughboy back in the First World War. You know? He thought he was a handsome dude. And even if he did know he was ugly, he still was not attracted to the old bags.
Norm Macdonald is on the Adam Carolla Show.
Great to see you, Norm.
Hey, Adam. Hey,
Teresa.
How you doing?
Norm's going to be at the Bray Improv tomorrow. That is Thursday through Sunday. 2 shows on Friday and Saturday. Feels like a tall order for Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be a donkey ride to heaven.
Sure will be. Hey, Norm, I don't know if you can remember this story, but somebody, I think, told it to me about you gambling, coming in late, and calling for a wake-up call that was probably just a few minutes after you went to bed. Do you remember that story?
Yes.
How did that story go? I remember laughing hysterically, but I don't remember all the details.
It was back when I was drinking, and I was really drinking a lot. And I was gambling and everything, and then I went up to the room and I said, I phoned down to I'm trying to remember, I phoned back down to the front desk and I said, listen, give me a wake-up call for 6 o'clock. And I was like, oh, it's 5 to 6. And I said, I better let you go, you'll be dialing soon.
Norm, it's like Ty Pennington got to your head and made you over. The last time I saw you, you had a gray beard.
Oh, yeah.
You
Why
really...
did you say I was sober? I don't drink.
Wow. You don't drink?
I don't drink and I don't do drugs, but it's an odd
Really?
thing. Yeah, I don't do anything.
Hold on,
You've never been a drinker?
Oh, I have in the past when I was a young boy, but I get scared, like, when you're young, do anything, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you don't think you're going to die, so when I was young, people just hand me pills, I'd eat them, and then I got older, and I was like, God damn, man, I'm going to die, I'm not going to do nothing.
Right.
So,
but you still gamble. That's a vice, right?
It's a vice, but it's not life-threatening in any way.
Right, unless your bookie kills you.
Right. It's quality of life threatening, arguably.
I'll tell you something, bookies don't really kill you.
They don't. They want their
Because
money
they
back.
want the money. They
Right.
want to make a deal.
Norm...
I had a bookie take all my money, and because I won so much, and then my buddy's like, oh, man, you got to break his leg and stuff, right? And I'm like, what? I'm already out all this money. I'm not going to...
Yeah, you won a bet. What was it, like $100,000 or something?
Yeah,
and
a lot
it
of
just didn't
money.
pay off.
Now, what were you betting on? Were you betting on football? What was...
Football mostly, yeah. But it became crazy where it was like basketball every single day.
So, Norm, you have not had a drink in how long?
Well, first of all, I'm not an alcoholic.
That's
so I don't count
the first thing
days.
alcoholics say.
No, alcoholics count the days of they know how long it's been. So sometimes I'll go to a party, a guy will go, hey, what do you want to drink? I go, just give me a water. And then they'll go, are you alcoholic? And I'm like, no, man, you're the guys that are drinking.
Right.
I want a water. And they go, oh, yeah, no, we understand.
So you don't...
All right, I'll drink.
So you don't...
I'll get drunk out of my mind and barf all over myself if it'll take away the stigma of being an alcoholic. But I knew a friend, man, that some guys can get any women they want, And I'm sure you know that type, It's not like they're incredibly handsome or anything, but just somehow they have some about them. And my buddy Bill... This guy could get any lady. I'm telling you, literally had sex with a different woman every night. I asked him, I said, what's your secret, He said, I'm a serial rapist. Stop. Did
you say that on The View the other day when you were on The View?
I didn't go on The View. They don't want me on there.
I thought you were on The View.
No, they don't like me anymore.
Why won't they have you?
Well, one time they wanted me to go on The View, right? So I was like up all night, like for a long time, because I was in my gambling days and stuff like that. And so the guy kept phoning me, the producer of The View,
Yeah,
and,
Bill Geddes.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah. And so he kept having ideas, like funny ideas I could do,
Right.
Like they have those guys.
Right.
So
here's a funny idea. Let's not talk about rape. Like ideas like that.
Is that bad?
No, it's fine with me. It's just funny. It strikes me with Norm and with me sometimes you talk to producers about funny ideas maybe you shouldn't be doing.
Oh, they do that a lot.
More do nots than do's.
Yeah, they do that. They go, hey, don't swear on The View like you're going to swear. Like
Right.
you're that retarded.
Here's an idea for your segment. Don't use the N-word.
Yeah.
Well, what happened? How did you end up offending?
So anyways, the guy kept following me with these crazy ideas. He'd go like, hey, why don't you come out with like a red wig on? And I'm like, why would I do that? And he goes, the gals are teasing Barbara about her new hair tint. I'm like, yeah, that seems all right. Because I'm trying to be nice. I have a hard time saying no, So yeah, maybe. He goes, and then so finally I go, I'll think of something, So and I'm at a poker table the whole time talking to him, and because I used to play for like 70 hours straight, and so he keeps phone. He's like, I got it, man. He's like, you carry out a cell phone onto the show, right? And then he goes, halfway during the show, your cell phone rings, and it's your agent Morty, So you pick it up, you're like, hey, man, I'm on The View. This is no time to talk here, Morty. He goes, Morty's not on the line. You just pretend,
Right.
And, this is a terrible time, Morty. I'm on the TV, So I go, oh, yeah, that sounds good, with no intention of really doing it.
Right. Now, what time did you go to bed that night?
I didn't go to bed, so
okay.
I'm driving to the stupid View, right? And I go, I had this story about Cosby, so I go, I'll do that story about meeting Bill Cosby, So I show up and they put makeup on. I go, what are you gonna talk about? I go, I'm cool, man. Just tell them, do you ever meet Bill Cosby? So as I'm walking in, the producer, unbeknownst to me, slips the cell phone in. He goes, remember our bit? And I go, yeah.
You got out of the red wig, though.
Yeah, I know. I didn't have to do that. This is got to be a long story. But what happened was,
it's good though.
I went on to The View. And, they're supposed to just talk to you. Now, this was when, this was a long time, but this was when President Bush was, he wasn't the president, he was running for the presidency. Right?
Right.
So I don't know nothing about politics.
Right.
But Ben Stein had called me, and he said that, Ben Stein? So, like, when Clinton came, like, there was like 10,000, like, Streisand and Schwarzenegger, everybody, showed up. And then when Bush showed up, it was just me and Ben Stein.
He used to be a speechwriter for Nixon.
Yeah, that is a very sobering homecoming for Bush. Just Norm Macdonald and Ben Stein at the airport.
Good God. I got to talk to him for a half hour in the Air Force One. Anyway,
wow.
The story is I go on The View, and as soon as I get on The View, I'm all tired and everything. I'm like, all right, ladies, what's going on in the news? Bill Cosby? What's going on? And so all of a sudden, they show a picture of me standing next to George Bush, who's running for presidency, and they go, hey, check this out. Whoa, Norm, like, as if it was a picture of Kurt Waldheim standing beside Hitler in the woods or something, And I'm like, they're like, what's this all about? Like I'm crazy.
Right.
And I go, I don't know. So just to get on their nerves, I go, well, it's better than that last guy, Clinton. He murdered a guy. And so then Barbara Walters went all crazy, and she's like, what did you say, young man, And I'm like, I thought it was a matter of public record, I just try to get more into it. I go, didn't he murder a guy? I heard he murdered that Vince Foster guy, and they pretended it was a suicide or something. And I'm like, isn't that a matter of public record? She's like, listen, you're treading on thin ice, mister. He should call me mister. I'm like, no, I thought he murdered a guy. I said it about 6 times, So, and she's like, what about Bill Cosby?
To be fair to her, she thought you were Tim Meadows. To be fair to her.
So anyways, and so the whole audience is all in shock and awe and everything. They don't know how to react to this, all craziness. And all of a sudden, my cell phone rings, right?
You got the bit, yeah.
The bit. Morty's on the phone.
I forgot about it. It was coming from the speakers. I didn't know what it was like that. And so then it occurred to me, and I pull out the cell phone. I'm like, hey, Morty, this is a terrible time to call, right? So then Barbara Walters goes, what are you doing, And I go, I don't know. So that retard in the back told me to pretend Morty was calling. And then she just stared at me for 3 seconds. She goes, you are one piece of work, mister. Wow. And that was the end of that.
She just said it was Vince Foster calling from the beyond.
It's calling from hell. Says he'll see you soon. Norm's got a new CD out called Ridiculous. Norm, when we left off, we were talking about Bill Cosby and you never getting to tell your Bill Cosby story on The View, but you can certainly tell it here.
Oh, Bill Cosby? Well, I opened for Bill Cosby, and I was really excited, because I'm a comedian, and he was the first comedian I ever heard and everything, and I still love him, And so I was real excited and everything, and so and we're performing. Oh, my Lord. It was like an entire football field, right?
Well, where is it?
It was LSU.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm sorry, it was Tulsa. It doesn't matter.
Right.
And,
you didn't have to correct yourself.
And so I get there, and so an entire football field and a little tiny stage, and I have no way of knowing how to, so I'm like, anyone have an answering machine? And then they're just talking to each other.
Right.
I have no idea of how to talk to this many people, so they completely ignore me for the whole thing. But, they don't hate me or anything. They just don't notice me.
They're ambivalent.
So I'm like, how on earth, So I was interested in seeing how Bill Cosby do it. So Bill Cosby lands in a helicopter like 10 minutes before, and he's wearing a sweatshirt, and I'm in a suit and everything, And he says, "Why are you wearing the suit?" I said, Bill Cosby. He goes, college. He talks like just in words. He doesn't use
right.
He goes, college sweatshirt. And I'm like, okay.
Doing a Mad Lib.
Yeah. So he gets up, and so he's a guy's a G. He's just stand beside the lady. He's not nervous at all, of course, He says, anything going on in the school? She says, next week we play LSU, we're Tulsa. He goes, it's okay, fine. And then they introduce me, walks out, and he goes, Tulsa! And everybody screams, right? And then he goes, LSU! And everybody boos. And then he goes, Tulsa! And everybody screams louder. And he goes, LSU! Exactly. So he says it about 5 times, every time slower. And now they're going up and down like they're in a lather,
Right.
And then he goes, next week I will be performing LSU, and I'll be doing that bit backwards. They all laugh. That is amazing. But anyways, afterwards, so I talked to him, and I go, oh, man, you're the best. I listened to you as a kid and everything, my dad, was racist. But he loved you, And I think
it's the ultimate compliment.
It is. It tempered like his racism and stuff.
Yeah, it's like telling a cow that your mom's vegan, but was willing to eat just you. Yes, that's how much she loves you.
Yeah, if you want to compare an African American to a cow. That would be a good analogy.
Well, you don't want to pick another animal, one that may climb a tree and eat bananas.
This is getting ugly. Let's.
All right, Norm, come on, reel it in.
So Cosby says to me, so I said, yeah, my dad loves you. He goes, where does your dad live? I go, Ottawa. So he turns to his agent, whatever guy who was with him. He goes, Fred, am I not doing Ottawa? So he looks on his thing, and he says, oh, yes, so Mr. Cosby, you're doing Ottawa in August. And he goes, give me the man, father. He says, so now I'll get your father front row seat afterward. He'll come back and talk with me, and I'll treat the man well. And I was like, oh, man, that's great. So he goes, give me a pen. The man needs a pen and a paper. Write down the phone number. And so I'm getting a pen and paper, and I realize my dad's dead, right? He's been dead like 10 years.
Well, 666 would be the area code.
He's a VIP.
Sorry, buddy.
So I go, oh, man, I don't want to now say my dad's dead and bring the whole conversation down.
Right, sure.
So I just write down 9 numbers, Is it 9, 10? I know
You gave him a fake number for your dad.
He's a mathematical genius. Norm Macdonald, everybody.
I know the area code of where my dad lived. So anyways, I go, here you go. He'll enjoy it. He's alive, The guy
he probably shouldn't have hit alive so hard.
Yeah, that's a tell.
So then, amazingly enough, first of all, this shows you how powerful people can find anybody, right? I was doing this lame thing on the Drew Carey show, and as a little guest star, and the stage manager runs up. She goes, Bill Cosby's on the phone.
What?
He tracked you down.
Yeah, he can find anybody.
How long after you'd seen him on the field at Tulsa?
3 months later. So I get on the phone, and it's Bill Cosby. He's like, I found the number. The man is not, it's different than your father. The man is different. And I phoned twice I phoned the same man. And so I'm like, keep lying. I go, I'm sure that's his number. I don't know what to do.
Norm, couldn't he have died in the interim? You could have said he just died.
Oh, man, that's
savvy.
That's fast. That was fast.
The more you know.
Travel eye to Bill Cosby.
So anyways, I did actually tell that story And I was at Saturday Night Live. I told that story on a talk show. And the next day, man, I went into my office at Saturday Night Live, and there was about 600, like, flowers, like, whole big things of flowers. The office was, like, packed with flowers. It was so, like, crazy. And I finally, on one of the little flowers, there was a little note, and it said, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you, but your father has long since died, Bill Cosby.
Wow.
So he was funny. He went to all that trouble to make a joke.
Wow, what a guy.
Seems like a great guy.
Sweet, man.
My first guest, one of the best reasons to stay home on Saturday night. He's the anchor of Weekend Update on Saturday nights on NBC Saturday Night Live. Very funny comedian, old friend, Mr. Norm Macdonald. Hey, thanks for flying out for this. Good flight?
Oh, yeah, it was fun. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank
You're
you.
47.
47.
That's great. You look like you're 25 or something.
Yeah, I look like I'm 25, but you got the job. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, I went on the airplane, you know, and I'm getting recognized now, you know?
That's great.
Not as much as a real famous guy, but like halfway between like a real famous guy and a guy that's not famous at all.
Yeah, that would make sense, sure.
So, like, when I was flying in, a weird thing happened. Like, I sat down on the plane. You know how they get you to sit beside a stranger, another guy, you know? Right. So I'm sitting beside this guy, and the guy goes, hey, man, I really like you on the show on Saturday Night Live, Bob. He calls me Bob. And so I go, hey, thanks a lot, you know? And he goes, yeah, I like when you do Dole, you know, Bob, you know? And I go, thanks, you know? And I figure, what the hell, Bob? That's a name like any other.
Yeah,
you know?
good name, fine.
Yeah, it's all right. So I go, I'll just go along with the guy. So he keeps calling me Bob and everything. And then this other character, later on in the flight, about 2 hours into the flight, he comes out of the bathroom, you know? He was in the bathroom.
Yeah, right.
So he comes out, and he's walking down. Suddenly he sees me, you know, he recognizes me. And he goes, hey, you're that guy from Saturday Night Live, right? And I go, yeah. And he goes, what's your name? What's your name? And I go, it's Bob. My name is Bob, right? So then the guy goes, yeah, Bob. He goes, Bob what? What's your last name? So then I was going to say McDonald, Bob McDonald. Then I thought maybe it'll, like, trigger something in the guy's mind, you know, and he'll remember my actual name.
Right.
Maybe by saying Bob McDonald, he'll go, no, it's Norm Macdonald. Right?
Yeah, well, sure.
Then the other guy will go, what? What? I thought you were Bob. Right? So I'm thinking quick, you know, this is all going on in my head quick.
Snap, yeah.
So I immediately realized I can't say McDonald, so I'm trying to think of another name. I have to say, you can't wait like 5 minutes, you know? right. You can't ponder it, go, what's my last name? Wow. That's an interesting question. You have to immediately say something. So I said, Bob Kendall. Like that? Because I used to have a teacher, Mr. Kendall.
Right. Oh, very clever. Yeah. Very clever.
So I said, Bob Kendall. So then the guy goes, yeah, Bob Kendall. Yeah, Bob Kendall. Made like a face like that.
You ever do this when I'm on a plane once, and I sit down, and I'm sitting next to a guy, and he doesn't recognize. This is like before I was doing this. I like guest hosted like 3 times.
Yeah.
And someone passes by and goes, hey, how you doing? I enjoy work. Nice to see you. I go, oh, and the guy says to me, oh, what are you, an athlete or something like that? I go, no, I'm not an athlete. I said, I'm a comedian. You know, I guest hosted Tonight Show when Johnny's not there. And he says, I watch your show every night. I've never seen you. Well, now I have to go find that. Now I have to go find the guy and bring him back to prove that it was really me on the show. But how you doing? Everything okay at your house? Everything good?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm having a little trouble. I have a cat, you know?
You have a cat? I know you're a big cat lover. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't love them, but I have one.
Yeah. I don't understand that.
I keep it at a platonic level.
Oh,
you know?
I see. Yeah.
But I have a cat, my friend Steve Corrin, you know, who's a great man.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. He was living in New York City when I was living there, and he was my buddy. And then he left. He went to L.A., you know, Los Angeles. How would you not know that? And he's working on the Seinfeld show now. So he goes, hey, Norm, I'll give you my cat free. you know? So I'm always looking for a good deal, you know?
Yeah, free.
A free cat. So I get this cat. So then, like a couple weeks later, he has a heart attack.
The cat?
Yeah. Have you ever heard of such a thing?
No, but...
I know. Who would know a cat could even have a heart attack? It's crazy.
So what happened?
I came home, and I go, okay. And I walk through my door, you know, into my apartment, and there's the cat, and he's got like foam coming out of his mouth, and he's going like... and there's foam and everything, and he's like crazy, you know, he's acting like a crazy cat.
Right.
And so, like, I'm scared. I don't want to go near him because I can tell, like, he's delirious, and maybe, I don't know.
Sure, yeah.
You don't know.
Anything could happen.
Yeah, he could think I was a mouse or something, you know, and like bite me. So I go, I got to do something, man. My cat, something's wrong with him, you know. He's not supposed to be doing this. So quickly, I think quick, you know. Yeah. I grab the phone. I phone 911, you know. 911. And it turns out they don't want to hear about a cat.
No,
that's only for people, you know. They said that to me. They go, this is for people. So I said, all right, I don't know what to do. What's the cat number? They go, just get off the phone. You know, they got to keep the lines free. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to. Yeah. So I don't know what to do. So my neighbor, you know, Bill.
Right.
Yeah. You know, it doesn't matter what his name is, but his name is Bill. So I knock on his door. Bill. He's not home. Some other guy's there. You know, I don't know what the hell is going on there. But the other guy comes. I don't ask questions, you know.
Get involved.
So I say, listen, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're doing at Bill's place, but my cat is in deep trouble, you know. He's going, and he's got stuff coming out. So the guy goes, we got to get him to a hospital, you know. So I go, look, I just phoned 911. I'm sure they don't want to see a cat at a hospital either. He goes, no, there's animal hospitals, you know. So he took me to this, it's a place called an animal hospital. I swear to God, they actually have these. You can bring your cat there. Do you have a cat?
Yeah, I know an animal hospital. I have them all over the place. Quite common, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I bring my cat in and I go, Doc. There's a doc there, you know.
Right.
They have doctors.
For cats.
Yeah, they have cat doctors. So I go, listen, Doc, my cat, something. So they take him away, you know, and I'm sitting like they have a waiting room. It's exactly like a real place, except it's ridiculous, you know. So everyone's sitting around, they're worried, you know. Oh, I hope my dog is all right, you know. So I go, so the guy brings me in the office and he goes, listen, you know, your cat has had a heart attack. So I go, come on, my cat didn't have a heart attack. And he goes, no, seriously. And I go, well, how could a cat have a heart attack? He goes, oh, many different things. He goes, diet, stress, you know. Like, how the hell could a cat have stress, you know? That's not true. This guy's just making up stuff, you know?
You think he's making up stuff?
Well, no, my cat has a big promotion coming up. He's got all worried, you know.
You're worried about it.
And, so I said to the guy, okay, I go, fair enough, I'll go along with it. He goes, now, he says, I'll let you visit with your cat. They have a visiting time. This is the oddest part of the whole thing. Yeah. They take you in a room, and then they bring your cat in, and he's all drugged up. They got him drugged. And they put him on like a gurney, and he's like standing there like this. And then the guy says, okay. He says, you only have 30 minutes to talk to your cat. So he leaves. You're in a room with a cat for like 30 minutes. It's like crazy. So then after like 5 minutes, you go, I got a life to get back to here. I can't talk to a cat.
Well, Norm, very funny stuff.
He's a good man.
So you guys are back in a couple of weeks again? You're off?
We're back in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
We're off this week, and then we're back in 2 weeks.
Yeah, there you go. Norm Macdonald, thank you, Norm. We're right back with John Vincent and his pigs. Wait till you see these pigs. Oh, boy.
When you get down to the core of my being, I love precious few things in this world. I love God, I love my church, I love my wife, I love cigars, and I love Norm Macdonald. He started following on Twitter. It was really wild. Maybe at some point I'll publish the conversation. But anyway, I learned through this correspondence that he is even smarter was even smarter than I thought he was. Completely out of nowhere, my producers decided to pull together a bunch of Norm Macdonald clips, which is fine by me because in my free time, like if Elisa's out of the house, I'm sitting eating dinner alone, I'll pretty much just put on old reruns of Norm Macdonald on YouTube. So take it away.
Who are safer drivers, men or women? Well, according to a new survey, 55% of adults feel that women are most responsible for minor fender benders, while 78% blame men for most fatal crashes. Please note that the percentages in these pie graphs do not add up to 100% because the math was done by a woman. For those of you hissing at that joke, it should be noted that that joke was written by a woman. So now you don't know what the hell to do, do you? No, I'm just kidding. We don't hire women.
Even back in the 90s when Norm was hosting Weekend Update, which, I think his work only got better over time. I've read his book 3 times. I thought his podcast was terrific. But even back then, comedy doesn't always age well, and that ages so well because there's always some just deeper. There's a joke within a joke within a joke. Keep going.
And finally, Weekend Update would like to congratulate Madonna, who gave birth to a beautiful baby girl last Monday. The baby weighed in at 6 pounds, 9 ounces, making it the 4th largest object ever to pass through Madonna's birth canal.
Even the Weekend Update holds up. Well, one, because Madonna is somehow still performing and has kept her character exactly the same, even though now she's a woman of a certain age. But all of it, you go back to old reruns of Saturday Night Live or old comedians from the 90s, and it's just so much of it doesn't hold up. But Norm, very timeless. Keep going.
Hi, what's up, man?
Okay, Norm, you're Canadian.
Yes, I am.
So what do you think of this whole presidential mess?
Well, I hope that the Democrats don't steal the election from the winner, but who knows?
You like George Bush, don't you?
I love George Bush, man. He's a good man, decent, none of this. He's, he's not a liar, a crook, murderer, or anything like that. So it'd be good to get the. See, I think we should get the homicide out of the White House and get like a fresh start, because we don't want any more murderers.
I think we should just go on to the next question.
Oh.
Who are the murderers? Yeah.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
No, we're not allowed to. You're not allowed to put out no accusations without.
That's a little too far.
That's the way it does
let's
work.
just go on to the next question.
Yeah.
This is not my week. What can I tell you?
Oh, it's not mine either, and I'm being very nice, okay? Be a good boy. Now, Norm.
Do you never hear that?
No. Listen, we don't need to
I don't
talk
want to get
about
into
that.
this, and I don't want to hear it, and this is not the place to make those accusations, and you're supposed to be funny. Let's get on to the next question. So get with it.
There you go.
This is a live show.
Not for nothing, Norm, but you have been properly chastised by Barbara, so I'm now going to ask the next question.
I thought it was a matter of record.
Look, let me do this, okay?
I'll tell you what's a matter of record. You will not be invited back if you don't shut up. All right, now. Let's talk football.
All right, manslaughter.
Let's talk football.
Norm.
Then the producer calls in and tries to do a bit, but Norm totally shuts it down. It's so great. This is the only time that Jeremy has ever written in to a TV show. And he wrote in, I forget, Jeremy was like 12 at the time. And he writes into NBC or whatever channel it's on and says, this is absolutely atrocious. Like, how dare they? I cannot believe they would treat Norm Macdonald in this disrespectful way. Just love it.
Finally, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a man allowed his 8-year-old daughter to take the wheel of his car, and an accident ensued that damaged 7 other cars and injured 6 people, which once again proves my theory: women can't drive.
The one-liners are great, too. It's amazing that Norm is known for the really shaggy dogs and for the one-liners. So he does the shaggy dog, the knick-knack paddywhack bit. And what's the most famous one is the Russian novel joke about the moth. But then he also does these lines. It's like,
Julia Roberts has
has recently filed for divorce from Lyle Lovett. And when asked the reason, she said that she's Julia Roberts and he's Lyle Lovett.
You know, these really short one-liners. Great stuff. Okay, next one.
There was a fella went by the name of Jacques de Gautier. And he was from Témiscamingue, Quebec. And he was smart, you know. He was our hope, I guess. And he was, while I was scrabbling to get out of high school, Jacques de Gatineau had already...
I think you just changed his last name.
Well, you know, a man grows. He went to McGill University and he got 3 degrees, by golly. And he went over across the pond to the fellers with Cambridge and he even stood up to them. Mm-hmm. And we thought, boy, he's going to be the next. But he vanished. And I met him, I started to do stand-up and travel from here to there and to here again. One time I was in Niagara Falls. And gosh, I went over to the SeaWorld there. You know how they have the SeaWorld? You know, with the different fish. You know.
I didn't know that, but okay. Yeah. Yes.
Beluga.
The SeaWorld. I've been there many a time.
Okay, so I was checking out the beluga whales and stuff, and I look over, and who do you think I see?
I hope it's that guy.
No, it was just an attendant, but he showed me to the place I wanted to see, which is where they feed the little baby dolphins, because I love dolphins, you know. And who do I see there but Jacques de Gatineau? And here he is, he's feeding the baby dolphins. And I go up to him and I go, Jacques de Gatineau, I feel shame for you. You were our hope. You were to go to Canada, Canada's nation's capital of Ottawa. And you were to be a great man, Jacques de Gatineau. And we were all, you know, we pinned all of Témiscamingue, Quebec, pinned our hopes on you. Now that's a hell of a burden for a man to have a town's hope pinned on them, isn't it, Conan?
It is a big burden.
So he was feeding these baby dolphins, you know, and I said, I'm ashamed of you, Jacques de Gatineau. You could have done so many great things. And he said, I think I'm serving a youthful porpoise. Now, I believe that...
I've seen, like, I thought every Norm Macdonald bit. I've seen this one before, but I've seen so many of them that I actually had forgotten the punchline. I think I'm serving a youthful porpoise. Next one.
Now, do you think Cosby's legacy will be hurt?
Yeah.
You do, huh? I mean, there was a comedian, Patton Oswalt, he told me, I think the worst part of the Cosby thing was the hypocrisy. And I disagreed.
You disagree with that?
Yeah. I thought it was the raping. That's my feeling, most rapists are hypocrites. You don't meet many go, I like raping and I know it's not politically correct, but by God, people go, well, he's not being a hypocrite, and that's the worst part.
I think I saw him do that one live. I saw 2 Norm shows, one in Irvine, one with Jeremy and our producer Jonathan in LA. We wore dirty work hats to one of them, and I think he did that bit at the Irvine show.
Because I didn't know what Norm was going to talk about tonight, and it's.
Well, this might be his most
sometimes that I
famous
don't
one. It's
know.
up there.
But he mentioned Carrot Top. You are making a movie with Carrot Top, right?
I made a movie with Carrot Top.
All right. Okay.
Wait a minute, she left Melrose Place to do a movie with Carrot Top?
That's where I'm going, my friend. This begs the question now. Why a movie with Carrot Top?
He's extraordinarily sweet.
Nice guy.
He really is, and he worked very hard, and he was adorable.
Do you have a scene where you and him embrace?
Yeah, lots of making out.
Oh, for God's sake.
Nothing but making out.
All right.
It's like 9.5 weeks, but Carrot Top.
Is it called 9.5 Seconds? Like he's premature ejaculator.
We got it.
You know, but what's the movie going to be called?
Well,
Really?
I know what it's going to be called.
Yeah, what's that?
If it's got Carrot Top in it, you know what a good name for it would be?
What's that, Norm?
Box Office Poison.
She's in it. All right, well, there's this 2-hour season finale of Melrose Place. There's this movie coming out.
Yes.
Title undetermined at this point.
Chairman of the board.
Oh, all right. Do something with that, you freak.
I bet the board is spelled B-O-R-E-D.
I could probably recommend 3 more hours of Norm Macdonald bits that continue to be great. And, you know, I don't want to pretend like he and I were best friends. That would have been awesome. But we just talked a little bit in these kind of long essays. And the guy, he did this thing where he would say, yeah, Michael, you know, you're much more educated than me. I'm completely uneducated. You're very educated. And he'd be talking in this way. And then he would use a word that I didn't know. You know, as like a joke with himself. Or his command of Russian literature was outrageous. He was supposed to come on my PragerU book show, book club at PragerU, and Norm was going to come on and do either Tolstoy or Dostoevsky. And he agreed to do it, and then COVID happened and shut everything down. And then we were leaving California, and I said, hey, Norm, you know, just circling back on this, if you can do it. They said, oh, yeah, I'm happy to. And I said, okay, well, here's the address. And he says, oh, I can't go into a studio right now. I could do it by, you know, Skype or something, but I can't go into a studio. And I thought he was just being agoraphobic. He had kind of a reputation for that. And I said, no, we'll send you a car. He goes, no, I really can't go out right now. And I said, okay, well, maybe we'll get it later. You know, I'll fly back to LA or something. And I thought we'll get it after COVID, whatever. And then he died before COVID because he, unbeknownst to anybody, had cancer. And then I found out, I kind of went back in the timeline and realized he was undergoing cancer treatment like that week or something, or certainly within the few weeks around that filming. But I obviously didn't know that. I would have had him do it on Skype or, that would have been certainly the best episode of that show. All of these clips, though, these are the best late night clips ever. Once you watch this, now just go down the rabbit hole. See you next time.
Goodbye. Goodbye. So long. So long. Farewell. Farewell. Adieu. Adieu. Be good.
Stay well.
Bye-bye. Keep warm.
I wasn't going to talk about the coronavirus. But on the way here, I got really ill. But I think it was because I ate a cherry pie. Like, I got a cherry pie from Bristol Farms, and then I ate it, and then the car was going weird, and I was like, oh. And then he turned on the radio, Jeremy, and then all the fucking news was like, the guy was like, well, there's been so far 11 cases, 50, 200. I don't feel good, you know, you're like, oh. This is not good. I feel like I'm in a fucking middle of a Stephen King novel or something fucking like that. What is this? So my plan is just to not die. You know, survive long enough where they find a cure. You know, some people will have to die. But finally they'll find a cure for me. And then I'll thank all It's funny how Big Pharma is so evil till now. It's like, what's it, $200 a pill? Yeah, that's good. That's fine. I'll take it. Give me all you got. But now I'm sniffling and I don't know what that is. Could be the cocaine, I guess. I'm so nervous about this goddamn, and then so I take cocaine, you know, and then that makes the anxiety even more crippling. It's funny that we all now know how we're gonna die. It's just a matter of what order at this point. I went to the Costco and the fucking everybody trying to buy shit and everything, like the end of the world. And I'm like, anything? And they go, you gotta make yours. I'm like, I don't know how to make Purell. Oh, I can't touch my fucking face. Remember the good old days when washing your hands didn't take 3 hours? Like A, B, C, D. Just take me now. So the mind never wanders too far from, like I'll be talking about all kinds of horse shit up here tonight, but every moment I'll be thinking of this disease. Just to let you know. Just getting away from you guys a little bit more. But it comes at a good time, this, where we're all quarantined, because we know how to live like that, right? We got our fucking magic phones and computers and everything. We don't need no fucking people. It was the last step between us and happiness anyway, were people. Got the TV and shit. Fucking more interesting people than anybody I know. Listen to fucking First Take and spend my last moments on Earth with Max Kellerman. Oh, God damn. I can taste the baby laxative in this fucking cocaine. Rolling down the back of my throat. God damn. But I'm old anyway, so if I die, it won't be as much of a tragedy. I'm 68 years young, I like to say. Yeah. You get old and you start worrying anyway, Forget the coronavirus, like that's possible. I said I wasn't going to mention it. I was talking to the manager. He's like, nobody wants to hear about the fucking coronavirus. They come here to not hear about the coronavirus. I'm like, yeah, that's true. But it was a good idea you made. It was a good choice tonight to come out and sit beside total strangers. At least I might be here. I can run, At least I can flee when I see it.